what do you think the MLS has to do? Because you're also like for me, like a marketing genius. So what is it that the MLS has to do to kind of be on par with the other leagues like MLB, NBA? Because do you think it's just because they don't have like enough commercial breaks? Like that's always like a theory. Is that really like legit?
Said this, I want to say 5 years ago, give or take. And I said, let's give this league 10, 15 years and they'll figure it out. So there's one thing that I always put as an example when speaking about the MLS, and it is look at all major sports in the world, right? If you look at, um, I don't know which one are your major sports, but for me, soccer, number one. Then you could go into basketball. Then you could go into baseball. Then you could go maybe into, yeah, if you count cricket, but I don't, just because that's played in the, India and all these countries that it's popular because there's a lot of people here, not because it's worldwide popular. Yeah, just
Yeah,
India,
like
England, they play a lot of
India,
cricket
yeah,
too, but
India, yeah,
Pakistan, all these
England,
Asian countries.
yeah.
And it's popular because there's a lot of people there, but it's not because people in South America are watching cricket. It's like very different. But let's say top five leagues in the world out of some of the major sports are based in the US. If you go and watch NBA, the top league in the world is the NBA
Mm-hmm.
of basketball. Like everyone that plays, there's a great Euro League and there's a lot of competition in Spanish League and the Greek League, but all these players dream of coming to the NBA. Why? Because there's money involved and because there's a pedestal. You're like, bro, you make it to the NBA, you made it into your sport. And I feel it's the same way with baseball. Like baseball, real baseball is played in the MLB in the whole season. Football, American football, of course, is based here, but the NFL is the top of the line. People that play football around the world want to play in the NFL. If you go to basically every sport, if you do Formula One, there's now two, I think, three circuits being raced in Formula One. Probably one of the countries, if not the country with the most races. Yeah, even golf, you see
Even
PGA
even
Tour
golf,
that's
like
mainly played in the U.S. or
yeah,
all in the
here,
U.S.
yeah,
Like all the sporting events eventually turn up into the U.S. Why? One, money, 100%. There's just more capital to be invested into this money. You see all these soccer leagues trying to come into the U.S. We've seen it in the past 10 years. They do all of their preseasons and summer here. Why? Because the money's here. A lot of the England fans spend a lot of money on their season tickets. So whenever they go into a preseason, they're like, bro, I'm not spending $150 per ticket just to watch you on a preseason game where we'll see a lot of the youngsters playing and not the real players playing. In the US, they're like, bro, whoever comes here, we're going to go watch, like it's going to be fun. You see all the sporting events coming into the US. You saw it with now the World Baseball Classic. It's been repeated here a long time. You see World Cup coming into US, Copa America coming into the US. Like everything, the
yeah,
Club World Cup last year coming into the US. It's like, bro, everything is coming here for a reason. And I think that also has to do with the development of MLS. And for me, the one thing that really hasn't clicked for them is making it fair for everyone. And I think they have been working on that a lot. When MLS first started, it was two or three players coming from Europe into the league and being at two or three teams. You saw it with Beckham going into LA Galaxy. You saw it with Henry going into New York Red Bull. That like eventually you saw two or three teams having this amazing stars. Now it has come to a point where owners are like, right, it makes sense that we're having, these stars are coming into our teams and not into someone else's teams because it's making them money. Like you saw with, the big boom of the MLS that happened the past 3 years, which was Messi coming into Inter Miami. And that's when
yeah.
Messi came, I'm like, it's starting. Like, this is our boiling point. And I think it came with the whole league being like, okay, what happened? Like Inter Miami, they're champions. Every time they go into their stadium is full. Every time they play away is full. Something is happening. Something's going on. So other teams started taking notice. They're like, okay, what can we do? Well, of course, there's nothing in the world that could compare to Messi coming into your team. But they also figured out when Messi wasn't playing, the stadium's still full. Why? Oh, because they brought Busquets, because they brought Jordi Alba, because they brought Higuain, because they brought, Luis Suarez. So it's like, okay, it's not only Messi, it's the structure they build around him. So LAFC did the same thing. You know, they have great players. They have Heung-min Son, they have Hugo Lloris. They recently brought some youngster also from other leagues, which is also another click that I saw happening the past 2-3 years that is going to continue developing, which is this is now becoming a stepping stone for South America to go into Europe. A lot of players will go straight from Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina
Yes.
into Europe and fail and and not have a great career. A lot of them, will succeed and have amazing careers. But a lot of them were like, man, I'm not built for this because I never had a real league back in my third world country, including Venezuela. And I want to say this in the most nicest way. South America, with the exclusion of Argentina and Brazil, probably are third world countries in player development. That's a fact. A lot of the players that come from the other countries,
Yeah.
and I exclude those two because they've been at it for years, decades, of course. But like Colombian players, Venezuelan players, Bolivian, Peru players that make it into Europe are the exception, are not the norm. Why? Because it takes a miracle for them to make it out there. Now you see it more and more. Why? Because these players are not staying in their countries, because they're going into the MLS, because they're going into smaller teams in Europe, because they understand I cannot make a jump from Liga Boliviana de Football to the Premier League. It's just not going to happen. It's one in a million, and then that one in a million sometimes doesn't succeed. So let's take another path. And I think the MLS has been key for a lot of these players coming from South America and then going into the league. I think Inter Miami is developing this on a larger scale than other teams as of right now. But other teams are taking notice of other routes, like Orlando City just announced Griezmann. San Jose announced Timo Werner, a Champions League winner.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, Timo Werner is
I
in,
didn't know that.
I
Timo
want to say
Verde.
San Jose. Yeah. Chucky Lozano is in San Diego. Like I mentioned, Heung-min Son, Lloris, Buanga, players in LAFC. So every team is now being like,
Right.
well, Vancouver has Thomas Müller, one of the top goal scorers in Champions League history. So it's like these teams are like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's put this money into the teams. Let's make it fun for everyone to come into the stadium. I think it has been a big click too, that the stadiums were kind of empty, even though they are very small stadiums, specifically made for soccer. A lot of people don't want to go to an empty stadium because, like we mentioned, that's part of the experience. Like if I go to the game and I want to have fun, I need people to be there having fun as well, and being loud and supporting the team. If not, it's just even better to watch it at home. So I
Yeah.
think the MLS is starting to understand this, and I think it's going to take 5 or 10 more years from now. But I do see it eventually becoming a top 5 league in the world.